So this is kind of just an extension to the last lab video that we were doing, where I want to show you guys how flexible this platform really is. And again, how VLANs and subnets and none of that stuff really matters anymore with ACI. What we're going to do is we're going to change the IP address over here on switch 1.2. So instead of being .200, we're going to change this to .201. Now, because these guys are in different subnets, we still need routes on these hosts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to point a default route, so a 0/0 route, to this guy's default gateway. So 192.168.201.254 and point it up towards the fabric. And also over here, we're going to have a default route going to .254, I should say .200.254, again up towards the fabric. So what we'll do, again, we're not going to change anything within the EPG itself. We're just going to change the IP address, add some routes, and make sure that we can still ping all the way across the fabric between these two bare metal hosts. So let me cruise over here. Let me grab the APIC GUI again, logged out due to inactivity. Actually, I don't really have to do anything in there. Let's grab some SSH sessions. Go to 2.1. Okay. Open up another one. 2.2.2. Okay. So if we look, show IP interface brief, we see 200.6 sitting here. And actually, you guys probably need me to. And I should just change the default set, the defaults on this guy. So we'll just change this to 12. Okay. What I'm going to do, conf t, we'll say int e342. IP address is going to be 192.168.201.6/24. We'll go ahead and we'll stick in a route. We'll say IP route 00.192.168.201.254. And we'll do the same. We need to do a default route on the other side. IP route 0/0.192.168.200.254 because he's still in that 200 subnet. So what we want to do is just let's see if we can ping. So again, we'll show IP int brief. So we can see that we're 200.5 over here. So we'll go down here and we'll say ping 192.168.200.5 and hit enter. And you can see we do have full IP reachability between those two nodes. So let's take a look at one of our leafs now and see if any of this has changed from an endpoint perspective. So I'll make this a little bit bigger. We'll go to 12 point there, apply. If I say show endpoint now, and again, this is going to be ugly if I don't stretch this thing out. There we go. Hit enter. Notice now we see 192.168.200.6. We see 192.168.201.6, and then we still see 192.168.200.5. So I actually went to the wrong leaf. Let's go back to the other side. I mean, we did see the information in there, but I want to see the local information. So we'll log into this guy. Show endpoint, if I could type it correctly. Okay, and notice now we're seeing 200.6 and 201.6. So basically they've got some information cached in there because that 200.6, remember, was the old IP address. And just to prove to you guys that it doesn't exist on there at all, okay, we have 201.6, that's the only IP address on that guy. So it's still picking up both endpoints because remember, within the fabric we route based on that /32. So they're storing this information and basically it's going to be advertised up to the spines. So the spines know where to go to reach those /32 IP addresses from, again, within that fabric. So even though they're now within two completely different subnets, Remember, they're still in the same bridge domain up here at the ACI level. So in the same bridge domain, within the same EPG, traffic's able to flow uninterrupted, and because they're in the same bridge domain, it is bridged rather than routed. So again, just kind of not really a ACI lab, but I wanted to show you guys really the flexibility of ACI and how really all these barriers that have been holding us back for years, including VLANs and subnet boundaries, really just aren't applicable anymore with the ACI fabric.